Hello, everyone. It is Monday night, which means it's time for the Troubleshooters. I'm your DM and host, Captain Sack, aka Heath, as everyone else should know me. You feel free to call me Cap, Keith, Papa Bear, any other names. Some of them may be behind closed doors only, but we'll discuss that offline. Anyways, it was a wonderful weekend. We had lots going on, but yet nothing at the same time. This coming week is Winter Fantasy. Thursday night, I'll be running the Moonshay Isle 13-1, and then on Saturday, 13-2, and then 13-3. My Saturday tables are sold out. There's still room to get in on the tables on Thursday. However, it is Adventure League, and they call it Legacy or Classic. So no Tasha's. You have to go back to like the previous stuff, but that's how it goes. Anyways, we're going to be running Winter Fantasy a couple of times this week, and then we have at the end of this month the virtual D&D weekend again for Baldman Games. So I'll be running tables there. I've been dialing it back a little bit and trying to space things out more so that I'm not so swamped all the time. Got some really great feedback from some playtesters concerning the Adventure Tomes adventure, and I'll be revamping that and looking to rewrite a big portion of that whole entire thing and then get that out to playtester hands. And then we've got going on in April, I don't really have anything in March except for the virtual D&D weekend, but in April we've got the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo. I always have to remember how to say it. But the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo is coming in April, and I have slated to do a D&D tournament style play as well as our convention games, and I am not sure what the hell I have signed myself up for, but it should be interesting. And I'll have to tell you more when I know more about it. In the meantime, I'm supposed to meet with the DMs that'll be doing the tournament play this week and get that underway. Here in a few minutes, when we turn the cameras on, I would like to also go ahead and say this out loud so that I can embarrass her just a little bit more again. Today is Voodoo's birthday. So whenever you see Voodoo on camera, everybody make like Pee-wee's Playhouse and scream real loud, happy birthday. Also, a friend of ours, I want to go ahead and congratulate JT, the man, the myth, the legend, the embodiment of Thor himself. For his recent acquirement of his own place in this world. So congratulations on the apartment. And let's see, what else do we have going on? That's really it going on right now. It seems kind of quiet, so I think that's dangerous. I'm not sure what to take about all that. In the meantime, I would like to go ahead and tell everybody that we are out here. If you would like to hire us for running D&D, or you need a DM to teach you or anything else like that, you can always reach out to me, and we are happy to help out in that aspect. Now, let's do a quick recap. When last we saw our team, they were in the pit of the undercroft of this mansion, where they found the owner of the mansion, Peter Dietrich, who turned out to be, in the words of the Lost Boys, Corey Haim from the Lost Boys, "You're a goddamn blood-sucking vampire." So he turned out to be a vampire. They chased him off, and now thank you for the raid. All right, thank you so much. They chased him off with the use of Colm's sword, and they ended up retiring to the villa once they realized that they were clear of him. However, he is still out there. So it is a strange place. As they retired to the villa to do some research on the stitching of the bodies together to create this extra life, as well as studying what they can about the vampire using the mythology and the nature and things like that, somewhere in what was once Transylvania, but is actually the Romani or Romania. We will start tonight's episode of the Troubleshooters. Hi, and welcome back, everyone. So, the villa is tucked away in the high mountains and forests of Romania. You can see now yeah, she's on screen. So everybody shout real happy, loud, "Happy birthday!" And you can see by the color,
Happy birthday.
you can't see what color she's changing because of the light, but I know it's in a gradient of red somewhere in there. All right. High in the mountains of Romania, you find yourselves in this villa, this vast manor, this estate. Um, Colm is recovering and is busy within the library, searching through any of the books and texts, manuscripts that they have, and that he can get a hold of through his own means. That being the accordion case of holding, which we're going to have to call it something different because there's a lot to explain there. So. You all retired back to the villa to do some more research and studying, especially considering the information you found. Um, we'll start off with our friend Moonin. Moonin, in this downtime, what are you going to be doing? Is there anything in particular you'd like to do?
I am clearing out any personnel in this villa that is not directly helping something we need done because I
You're
really don't want
evacuating.
more of his people here than need to be.
Oh, any more of the Duke's people?
Yes.
Got you.
Like if there's someone in the library who Colm is getting assistance from, by all means stay, you're helping. Anyone else, get the hell out.
All right, so you're mitigating the chance of the Duke's influence over this area while you're here.
Yes.
You don't want birds in the wire kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Um, the villa itself does keep a modest staff. It is not fully staffed, so um, looking through it, you do rid yourself of any non-essential people, um, which doesn't take a whole lot. I think there's only like it ends up being like 8 people that end up like getting called from there.
The
Um,
chef can
there,
stay.
there's a little bit of an argument about the scullery maids, and about the chef and the kitchen staff. However, you let them keep a few key people. So there are 4 people working the kitchen, and that is to do more than just cooking. It's also to do cleaning and stuff like that. So they're doing double duty. Um, you do keep the grounds crew around because that's kind of that, but it's only a 2-person crew. And you also, well, I should say you pared it down to 2 people. And so you have 6 there, and then you have um, the head man of the house who insisted on staying and remaining, telling you that there was a conversation that was translated between Colm and yourself that basically equated to, my duty is to the house and whomever is in this house, not to anybody. His duty is to maintain these grounds and keep this manor or this villa in the way that it is. But you do end up like he ends up agreeing, and 8 people are sent away for now until you depart. All right, duty. Uh,
I could
okay,
feel the comment
I heard
coming,
it.
JT.
Like JT was there with it. So okay, so while you are negotiating terms of operating status with the folks in the house, what is our friend Gej doing?
He'd probably just be helping in any way he can, praying to Mars.
Okay,
No, yes,
Aries, Mars.
it's Mars.
Okay. Taking your time to do your daily prayers to Mars, looking for the next battle.
I'm a bad cleric, y'all.
Praying to the dude, the god of war, whichever one it is today.
That one.
That guy.
Sounds like another cleric I know, except they got a speed dial list.
Ma- Mars, Aries, whatever.
It's the same thing.
It's the same guy. So are you helping Calm doing research, or are you kind of helping around the house? What are you doing in particular?
Uh,
Other than litanies. prayers.
Oh, sorry. You know a lot of words I don't, and I used to think I knew a lot of words.
Stick around, kid. You'll go places.
Boy. He would probably be doing a good mix of the two. Helping Colm sometimes until he just couldn't sit still that long anymore and move about.
The
around the house.
library isn't really to your liking, considering the fact that there are no windows. It is floor to ceiling books with 2 more bookshelves in there that reach almost to the ceiling. Um, it is a large place. I should say it's a large room in that there are a lot of books in there. It's not a very large room like if you did measurement wise. Um, and Colm is happily sitting in an overstuffed chair with books around him in stacks, like some sort of weird dragon hoarding books. As he looked through there, he'll ask you for some obscure thing and point to a spot on the wall where it's at. You scramble up, pull off the one in particular, and then scramble back down. Um, that lasts for about 20 minutes, and you realize that the mounding books and the closing in of the walls is a little too much for you. You retire to the sunroom, which is this beautiful room that overlooks the yard. The yard stretches out for about maybe about 50 yards before it drops off, and you can just see nothing but the valley and the mountainside. Beautiful trees of green that are still sprouted up there. You can see snow caps off in the mountains. It's just a gorgeous overview, and you can finally feel that restriction in your chest abate as you are okay. This is the outside.
Damn it, Otter.
You can't break the DM like that. It's just not allowed. All right. So while Gej is catching some fresh air and occasionally dipping back in to help Calm, amongst saying prayers to the god of war ? Shrug.
Mars. It
Mars.
is Mars, the
Definitely.
mockingbird.
You know, Cap, I get one every couple games, and I gotta throw it out there when it happens.
There you go. All right. And we have then what is our friend Emerus doing in all of this?
It's a lot of helping where we can, but that's what I'd be doing. I'd make sure Colm has tea so he can at least, when he's looking at books, he's at least drinking something. I actually want to take a little bit of time because I don't use it enough to practice a little bit of shape changing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably nothing really big, just kind of trying with eye color again to see if I can change my eyes from brown to something else, maybe blue.
Just something simple. Just,
Yeah.
a little bit of a change.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are staring at yourself in the mirror. This wonderfully polished mirror within this beautiful vanity in this opulent bathroom that you're it's way too ostentatious for you, but
Mm-hmm.
there you go. And you just kind of intently stare, and at first you're not getting anything, and you just take a deep breath, you relax yourself, you close your eyes, and you just kind of let go. And when you open them back up, your eye color has changed. However, not to the color you were thinking. They've turned to a green, but
Okay.
like almost an unnatural green color, like emerald green.
All right. Just staring at myself like they're gonna notice that. All right. That's fine. That's fine. I did what I set out to do. I managed at least something. Next time I'm gonna try my voice because apparently that's a thing I can do.
We're gonna wake up one day, and Emerus is gonna be like a foot taller.
I always looked and I never thought that I was able to change height, but I can, and I'm like, oh,
You can be up there with Gej and Munin.
I'm 5'5" right now.
You would be taller than Gej and Munin.
Wait, well, yeah, a foot taller. Yeah, you would be.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Just
what? Next
probably
time I
wouldn't
will
know the
try.
difference.
I will try and mess with my height. Hopefully, I won't end up shorter, but
Shit.
me staring at myself like, I mean,
But you change your height, but you didn't do it proportionally, so you got stork legs, but your torso and arms are the same.
I almost spit out my tea. Don't.
You need to befriend a tailor, because if you get a foot taller, your shirt and pants are going to be real tight in the
Yeah,
arms.
I'm gonna be wearing capris instead of
look
pants.
you look like Jack Skellington. It's just legs. It's just
He's
all legs.
cute in his own right.
Oh,
Other than that, I remember bringing this up to you last time at the end of session, after session. But I would like to look over the forgery, like not the forgeries, but the
papers.
the papers. Yes,
Yes.
the
Papers,
like
please.
passports and everything like that,
Yeah,
to see if there was a specific person who made these, if he made them themselves. I like to think when Emrys does it, he ends up always like doing his own little secret signature
So
in there. But
sure. Passports, as we know them today,
Mhm.
weren't always a thing. You had more of a travel paper with some identification and things like that.
Yeah.
Pictures in 1919 or 1918, even in 1917, standing for pictures was a lot less tedious than what it was in previous times. But you looking through these, you can see that the photo is real. It is not. I mean, it looks like he stood there for each one of them because it was just a copy of, like they took several of them.
Okay.
Give me, let's see. We're going to use intelligence, proficiency, because you're proficient with a forgery or with forgers, making forgeries. Yeah, proficiency plus intelligence as your forgery check. Let's see if you can identify that these are hinky or not.
So 18.
18.
So 14 plus 4.
All right. Of the collected number of them, there are 2 that are very, very real.
Okay.
One of them is a German travel paper, and the other one is marked with the now defunct Austria-Hungary Empire, because that was dissolved at the end of the war. So, but you can see that those 2 travel papers are real. The rest of them are forgeries. The rest of them are forgeries, and the rest of them are all hammer and anvils. The the ones that you have, the forgeries, you recognize the signature.
Perfect.
The signature, I say with quotation marks, because it's not really a signature, but
Yeah.
that mark that they leave. Not somebody that you know personally, but somebody that it's like in that world of things that happens. You know, a guy who knows a guy. It's one of those things.
Okay. Well, I can at least. How many, like in total, would you say there are of the fakes?
So let's see. How many did we collect? Was it 6 or 8?
I would have grabbed all of them that I could.
Okay.
I also would have grabbed the money and ended up giving the money to Cole.
Okay. Colm has the money.
Yep.
There are 8 of the total travel papers.
8 total,
which
2
makes
real,
2 of them
6
real,
fake.
6 of them are fake. And you do know the name of the forger, or the whatever he's called, the guy who does the forgeries.
Yeah.
They call him the Rat.
Oh, the rat.
but like that's kind of a generic name.
Me.
Yeah, he's the rat. But the reason is because his last name is Muzzle Rat. Mussel, like muscle.
Okay.
Rat. RATT. Muzzle
Okay.
Rat.
R-A-T-T. Okay, I guess my one last question before I bring all of this information to Colm would be, do I know that if he travels a lot or if he tends to work out of one area?
He works out of one area in particular.
Okay.
And Liz hates it.
Oh, goody.
He works out of France, specifically Paris.
Betty?
In Paris.
All right. Then I will just go to Colm with all of this information, and I will pass this information on as well whenever I see some of the others.
All right. So while you were doing all of that and uncovering that information, taking that to Colm, Liz, hello. What is Liz doing now?
Hello. I do not know if I can do this. Starting off, I do not know if I can do this. But if I can, she would probably have tried to forage herbs and different like flowers and tried to make like a potion of healing. But I also do not know if I can do that because I don't think she has the herbalism kit as one of her tools.
Okay. So give me a wisdom nature check. So if you have nature, you can use that obviously. If you don't, it's just going to be wisdom.
That's a 22.
You are successful in picking through the garden and the nearby woods and finding several smaller herbs that are plants and other things that you can turn into a tincture, which you can, you can turn it into a tincture in order to administer to apply healing. It basically let's say 2 doses of a standard healing potion, which is 2d4 plus 2.
Awesome.
You recognize that you could have probably gotten more had you had the right kit, being more efficient with how you could parse things out and what have you. But given what you had in the kitchen and things like that, this is what you were able to create.
And then would she have been able to try to gamble with the kitchen staff for them to make baked goods if she won at a dice game?
I'm sure if you just asked the cooking staff that they would have happily made you any sort of baked goods that you wanted.
Let's don't roll that way.
Hmm?
Let's don't roll that way.
She's still gambling with them. Is that what you want to say? I mean, you absolutely can gamble with the cooking staff, but it ain't to make tarts. They're looking at you for money.
I mean, she's fine with that too. Like, she doesn't care about her money. She makes enough of it.
All right. We're going to have fun then. You ready to play a dice game?
Fuck yeah, I am.
All right. We each get 3 dice, 3d6. Okay? You roll 1, and then you can choose to roll more, but think of it like blackjack. Only instead of 21, your number is 15. So you can roll closest to 15 wins the hand. So I'm going to roll my die. You ready?
Yes, roll your die.
I rolled a 3. So I'm going to go ahead and roll another one. That is 7. That is 11. And that is what I have. Now, that is your first 3 dice. You now can roll your 3 dice, but you can buy in an extra die. at a higher price. So your opening bid is whatever everybody agrees to it. So let's say $5 or $5. You put in $5, they put in $5, everybody rolls. They can then double down, putting in $5 more to purchase an extra die and roll it. You can do the same thing. So go ahead and roll your dice.
My first dice is a 6.
Mm-hmm.
My second die is a 5. And I assume you have to beat 11.
Right. If you stand, if we push, neither one of us win anything, but we break even.
She would break even on this.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and so since you broke even, or since you decided to opt out and I went first, that means that we push. I don't get a chance to buy in. Only if you would have gotten higher than I could I have bought in. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. So I went first that time. You go first this time. Rolling your die.
First die is a 3.
Okay.
Second die is a 4. Last die is a 4, so 11.
I love it again. All right, here we go. That's a 1. 2. I literally rolled a 1, 2, and a 3. Okay, it wasn't a 4. It was another 3. I'm not going to lose this hand, so I'm going to put down an additional $5, let's say. So I am at 9. No, I'm at 6. That would have been 9. That would have been my down. I am going to purchase another die. So now I've got 15 in the pot towards your 5. I was at 9 and I rolled 6. Meaning I hit 15. So I walk away with your 5 and all of mine and put it away in my pocket.
Okay. Okay. Are we going to play another one?
Yeah, do you want to play another one? They're not loaded, I promise.
The
They're pretty,
player
though.
character has a problem. So,
They're
yes,
really
I would like to play another one.
All right, I'll go first this time. That is a 2 on my first one. That is 6. That is only an 8.
Three on my first die,
Mm-hmm.
4 on my second die, 2 on my next die. So that's 9.
Okay. I'm going to drop 5 on there. That puts me at 9. Would you like to push or would you like to purchase another die?
I'll purchase another die.
All right, go for it. So we each have 10 in there.
5 is the next die.
So you're at 14.
Correct.
All right, he slaps $5 more down, buys 1 more die. I was at 9. 10. He looks at you and pushes away. You win that hand.
She would play probably one more round, and
right.
if she won, she would want like croissants in the morning.
With the gist of how the game goes, and if anybody wants the rules on how to play that, it's a back and forth die game, and you can purchase up to, like, you can purchase as many as you want to, but you're going to end up busting if you do that. So, anyways, you end up winning more hands than he does, and agrees that you'll have fresh pastries in the morning.
She smiles and she goes off to her room to make in her like nighttime time. She's making different crossword puzzles for Colm, and some of them including Sylvan.
Ooh, Teaching the boy Sylvan through games. I like it. A few days pass in this manner. Um, you guys basically getting a chance to relax and to kick back. This is the first time you've actually like had any real downtime since before leaving on this trip. Holmes seems consumed. He is completely consumed in research. You can see that he has several notebooks and he is writing information and looking through things. There are cups of tea that have been moved out and away, and some that are still sitting there cold, untouched. Half-eaten bits of food here and there. He seems just completely focused on what he's doing. About the third or fourth day, Gej, as you are just kind of making your way in to check on him one more time just to make sure, he actually busts out through the door, and he's holding kind of a tome in his hand, and he has a notebook in his other hand, and he looks at you dead in the face, and he says, "It's not a curse. I mean, it's a curse, but it's not a curse in this particular case. It's
Hold up. Slow your roll. Talk to me. Start from the beginning. Not a
Right.
curse.
So there's a lot of mythology in this, and there's a lot of lore, and not a whole lot of substance. But the gist of it is what I've compiled is that vampirism is like lycanthropy. It's a curse. It's something that is willed upon people. I mean, lycanthropes can survive, and they willingly pass it along from one to the next, and then they end up creating these whole units, and it's a wonderful thing actually, because they actually end up creating their own different clans within each other, and they actually have borders
Vampires.
and right, vampires. So the vampirism is a curse, but unlike lycanthropy, because of the hunger, they try to rid themselves of it or amass great power and do it. I don't think his is a curse.
What are you chewing on? Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Stop it, Colm.
What are you chewing on? Just this book. All the
it
scenery in
loud.
this particular. What are you chewing on? The scenery in this particular.
What's in your mouth?
Drop it.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm a bit ham-fisted. Anyways, he says, I don't believe that this one is actually a curse. I think it's magical in nature, so to speak.
So, how could that be a thing?
That is a good question indeed. I don't know enough.
What makes him different from other vampires?
If it's magical in nature and not a curse, magical curse, and it's willing thing, it could possibly be dispelled. Rendering him as normal as me. Or
You're not normal, Colm.
Uh,
He's gonna put his hand on his shoulder. We should tell everyone else.
that I'm not normal. I think they know.
Know what you found, Colm.
Oh, right. Yes.
You should also probably eat. You might not have realized it yet, but you're probably going to be hungry in about 10 minutes.
Yes. Can you gather everyone and meet me in the kitchen?
I can do that.
Thank you. And you realize he's walking stiff as I've been sitting in this chair and moving things. He's like stretching his back out. The accordion case on his side, slung over his shoulder. You all gather in the kitchen, and the staff is busy making stuff, and he is It looks like he's eating um, like berries with a crust, like a tart berry with cream, berry tart with cream, and he looks up through mouthfuls as you all enter. He's right. So, like wiping it with his sleeve. Did you tell them?
No, I figured I'd let you tell him.
Right. So, that prism is a curse, as I was telling Gej, and a curse that you really don't want. It's administered through transference of hemoglobin. And, anyways, it's a curse. Like lycanthropy, but whereas lycanthropy can right tangent. Um, this I don't believe that Peter is being affected by a curse. I think it's a magical transformation. Well, there's the curse is magical in and of its own nature, but it's not the same. I think that this is truly magical in nature. I think he's practicing the form of magic that we really sort of not really forbade because we forbade. It's not outlawed, but it's heavily
Frowned upon.
yes. Necromancy is heavily frowned upon.
Taboo.
Yes. Did you say you had a mask?
Yes, I have one. The mask from. You
Might
never
I
know.
might I see it?
From the maid.
Of course. Don't touch it right away, though. I did something strange when I took it. Can at least look at it from my hands for now.
Just set it here on the table.
Of
And he
course.
like moves a bunch of dishes and stuff out of the way to to the complaint of the cooking staff. Doggo.
Roach says hello.
He's like, hey,
Attempts to reach this
I have
way
something
through
to
my
tell you.
camera to scratch the
to
dog.
like,
Bubby.
He's like,
Um,
oh wait, I want attention.
Also, while everyone was talking about necromancy, Liz is going to look slightly uncomfortable and just look anywhere but Colm.
he looks
Do
at
any
the
of
mask.
us see that?
Perception check. Are you trying to actually insight? Give me an insight check.
Sure. Just one of those. Do I see Liz suddenly avert all attention away from what's being talked about?
Do you see Liz go?
I'm good. I'm good at those. That's a 21.
She does look a little uncomfortable when the conversation turns to necromancy.
You okay there, Liz?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just most healing spells have a touch of necromancy to them. So, you know.
Colm is looking at the mask, not touching it. He's taken a butter knife and he is like now looking like tracing the grooves in the mask. You remember how there was like patterns on the inside of it?
Yep.
He looks at you, Emrys, and says, "What happened when you touched it?"
Oh god, it's been so long since I've touched it. I know I had to make a check of some sort, which I passed, but
Mm-hmm. There was a
It was
little
a fear test, right?
yeah.
no, that was the child. Wasn't the mask.
There was something in your head going blah 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 blah.
Oh. Something in my head speaking languages? Was that what it was?
Yeah, it was like talking to you.
Okay. I'm sorry, I should have wrote that down, but I completely
That's
forgot.
okay.
Voices in my head.
Right.
I pushed them back, but
Liz and Gej, and to a lesser extent, Moonin and Emrys, magic, whether it be divine or arcane, has sigils. I'm sure you've seen them before. Marks of magic and things like that. You draw them in the air as you're casting a spell sometimes. Look at the pattern within this. And I'd like for everybody to give me arcana checks, please.
Okay.
This is where Moonin rolls a nat 20.
Don't you
It still
put
gets a
that on
19.
me.
It still gets a 19.
Don't you put that on me. You made me roll a 20 against Emerus last week.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
If
That
it is
being
a
said-
straight,
You go ahead, Liz.
if it is just a straight like intelligent arcana, Liz has an 11.
Okay.
17.
17.
Same.
17.
14.
Okay.
Same Gish.
Twinsies.
Moonin, you know a little bit about magic, mostly in the forging of things and the creation of items and stuff. So you've seen arcane sigils and you've seen arcane just enough to kind of understand some of it.
Mom works with him a lot.
Right. Gej, you are very familiar with the divine and by its nature, the arcane as well. None of the symbols on here reflect either arcane nor divine. Colm says, right? You see?
These don't seem to be arcane in nature.
But yet they conveyed power. So what are they?
Even all the books that Dan had whenever we were in the trenches, I've never seen anything quite like this.
Right. So it's possible, and he takes the butter knife and like spins the mask so it kind of circles in its place. We're dealing with, and he just kind of shrugs and he goes, a new type of magic? I mean, it has hints of arcane, but it's something altogether different. Are any of you familiar with, and he like opens the accordion thing and starts rifling through it, and he pulls out what looks to be like an abridged history of the world. And he starts flipping through it. Are any of you familiar with any of the colonies in the what is considered the New World?
You cannot see me, but Liz shakes her head. No, she's like, I've only been in Europe. I've never decided to go to the New World.
Right. The New World is full of magic that we've not seen in this place in any given time. It is divine in nature, but it is very nature based. The people there are worshippers of all things that have to deal with Mother Nature. The sky, the rain, the clouds, the the grass, the ocean, the fire, everything. It all has a place, and they follow this shamanistic magic or druidic magic, if you will. This isn't any of that either. But they are known to have these statues of things carved and big giant birds on bears, on whatever else. Totems, they're referred to. Think that this is a totem for channeling magic. A conduit.
Could be.
I think we're going to have to cut our vacation here at the villa short. I think we need to go not back to our base, but back to London.
Darn. I was going to try some long distance shooting from the roof tonight.
No, we're not leaving immediately. I have still more to do. I need to send off some some letters and make sure that our arrival is known. Feel free to collect yourselves, spend another evening here. If I promise not to put it on or touch it with my bare hands, do you mind if I take the mask and study it a bit more?
Not at all. Feel free.
Excellent.
If I start
So,
hearing maracas in like 3 hours, I'm gonna freak out.
Smoking.
But Colm, while we're here, it doesn't seem like projectiles are really doing a whole lot with what we're coming up against lately. Almost as if they have, I don't know, they don't seem to have the punch they should be.
that's something that we'll have to take care of while we're in London.
Like,
We'll address that.
take the gypsies, was it? The big wolf fella?
Romanis, yes.
The Romanis. I was hitting all of my shots, and they just were unaffected,
They laughed
unfazed.
off.
That's because they require silver to kill them. Collect your things, get some sleep. We're going to leave in the morning and head back toward the train station.
I'm going to find out if we have any neighbors. I'm going to head up to whatever tallest balcony this place has.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, it has a widow's walk on it up on
And-
top of the roof.
practice reaching out to touch something at like range.
So you're spending all your evening putting ammo downrange as far as you can, blowing the tufts of spruces off.
Reaching out 240 feet.
All of it.
Just, making sure I'm not getting rusty at range.
You are absolutely dominating with the shots. Each one of them you put down range again. You're spot on. You have to dial it in at first, just to make sure that you've got it up right. But otherwise, you are hitting a bucket at 240.
Liz probably would have either spoken to him before he went up or after he came back down, just trying to reassure him that even though that, most of the spells are necromantic in nature, she doesn't want to bring back the dead, just the ones that are still living or close to still living.
Sometimes just talk with the dead.
Correct.
Sometimes just to go, hey, buddy, do you know who you are? Uh-huh.
Remember when you said you wouldn't give us information because you'd have to kill you first? Well, hey.
Moonin's gonna kill you. Liz is gonna make you talk.
But after I shoot off a bunch of rounds, I'm just going to lay on the balcony and enjoy the fact that there is now supremely quiet because everything has left the vicinity.
All the animals have fucked off.
I just want to enjoy some quiet before we leave.
And it's definitely quiet. Even the staff, the remaining few staff, give you a wide berth as you have
I'm sure they have.
clearly shown that you have no problem throwing rounds downrange. All right. Unless there's anything specific that any of you want to do. All right. We're going to hand wave our next part. The trip back to the train station is uneventful. You arrive at the station and catch several connecting trains that take you to the coast of Germany, the northern coast.
Hold on a second, just because you can't see me. Liz would have given the word searches that she had made to Calm for the train ride. That would be the only thing that she would have done.
Other than the occasional asking, he's like he pours through them, but he seems to be doing so distractedly, like there's something else on his mind. But he does ask you for help with the Sylvan words, and he starts to try to learn some of those. I need to give me 1 second here.
Sure. Well, while you're looking that up,
Mm-hmm.
in our travels, I would have approached Colm about this, and I'll hold up the handle of what is I've been told is a sunblade. Am I just holding on to this, or do you need this back?
He takes it from you, and then kind of like ting ting ting, and like it doesn't do anything. He says, "Unfortunately, it's not a real sunblade. It was sort of a one-use kind of item. Um, I wasn't sure what we would need it for, but kind of glad we had it, if you will."
So I'm really glad I asked, because that would have been really awkward.
If you got into another fight and went boom, and it goes,
Sword!
it's like hitting a lighter that's out of fluid, and you're like click 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 click.
Brass knuckle. Bang.
Yeah, start hitting him with the hilt of it. The trip takes you through the edge of Romania into Hungary, through Budapest, up through Czechoslovakia, through Prague, and then um, into the German Reich, and then across into Paris, and then north into the coastline, which then you would hop a ferry and get across into London. Um, the trip takes you a few days to get there. Along the way, Colm seems more withdrawn. He seems very withdrawn. I mean, he interacts with you and he's pleasant, but he and the mask are not far apart, and he is making several notes, drawing pictures of it, studying it. You watch, he has a glove on, and like a leather glove, and he flips it over and draws pictures of it on the other side and makes notes and things like that. He just seems very absorbed in the research part of it. It seems like he's in his element at this point in time.
Does it
Uh,
seem like he's like more obsessed than like Colm should be, or does it seem like normal for Colm, or do you want an insight check?
I'd like an insight check.
Liz knows nothing. That is going to be a 10.
It's a 10. It's hard to tell. He looks like Colm, and he looks like he is just enraptured in research, like a pig in slop. He is just in there.
She probably would have also mentioned it to her party members. She's like, I'm pretty sure that this is just Colm, but anybody else think that it's a bit worried about this?
I'm glad that you said that because I didn't want to meta and be like, yeah, me too. But
Does Colm
Not
look
bad.
like he's been eating and drinking water?
He looks a bit disheveled, but he doesn't look like he's like emaciated or anything else like that.
Does he
Doesn't.
have
I
a
mean,
beverage somewhere around him?
not currently.
Liz, if she noticed that, she probably would have brought him tea.
Without looking up from his notes and from the things, he just kind of thank you, and then just absent-mindedly starts drinking it, and then puts it down and goes, What sort of tea is this?"
I think it's a
Hmm.
version of a black tea.
Oh,
And then she like looks in her pockets to make sure that she didn't like pull out the wrong herbs.
He just kind of pushes it aside. Thank you. Thank you.
Is he acting different than Gej would have seen him be in the library researching the vampires?
Inside check.
Dirty 20. 13 plus 7.
He seems more he seems more engrossed than what he was before.
How many days does it take us to get back to London?
It's gonna take you several days. So this is during the trip.
Okay.
So having experienced an episode or having been in a situation that has created certain things within Gej, your dirty 20, you recognize a mania when you see it. And he appears to be near manic with this research.
Let's get aggressive, boys.
Somebody hold him down.
No, he's just gonna be a little bit more realizing this after Liz brought it to his attention, he's going to go up to Colm and place a very hearty hand on his shoulder. Colm, I think it's about time you stopped and ate something. Take a breath. You've been working on the same different set of drawings for about 4 hours now.
Give me a perception check.
Perception.
Percepzione!
14. 10 plus 4.
14.
But your passive is higher than that, is it not, Gej?
It's way higher than that.
What is your passive?
19.
Perfect. Your passive works because as you look over his shoulder, he has the journal is open and he is like rifling pages back and forth, and the notes are clear and crisp at the first part, and then you can see by the time he is there, he is drawing symbols and pictures and things that don't make sense. They seem to be erratic. They seem to be something else. As you say, it's time to eat something, he turns and looks at you, and you can see that for a moment, it's the scene from Lord of the Rings whenever he tries to take the ring from Bilbo, and he just kind of goes a little feral for a moment. You can see he looks at you for a split second, and he's in that split second, you can see the mania, the true like edge of anger. He apologizes, and he's like, "You're right. It's been a minute since I've eaten. I'll join you in the dining car in just a moment."
No, not in just a moment. You're getting up now. And he's going to reach over and shut his journal. Come on, Colm.
He stands and he looks at you, and he's still holding the mask in his hand, and you realize it is not the gloved hand. It is his bare hand. And he's holding it. I know what I'm doing. I'm not your enemy here.
Didn't say you were. I was just saying that you should eat.
I said I'd join you in a moment.
I'm gonna try using calm emotions on him.
You may. Is that a wisdom saving throw from our sweet, angry cinnamon bun? Our spicy cinnamon bun?
It certainly is.
He's savory instead of sweet. I'd like to, noticing that Colm is angry for once and kind of in Gej's space as well. Can I see that the mask is in his non-gloved hand?
Yeah, he's not hiding it. It's there. Boom.
I'm gonna try and grab it if I can.
What's your DC for calm emotions?
15.
15.
Liz is also going to cast resistance on
I rolled a 15 on the
Colm,
die. I rolled a 15 on the die, so.
and then do a D4 minus that.
Can't sleep. Hits him in the head with the gun. Moon and cast butt stroke. Pow!
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
I mean, if all of this doesn't work, that's kind of
Okay.
the plan. Just, nap. Bang.
Even with the resistant or the thing that Liz just cast, is he still up and aggressive?
Wait a second. So calm emotions didn't work, and he looks at you
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "You cast magic on me?"
You're getting irate, Colm.
Yes, I am. Because I am a respected researcher. You are nothing but a field hand.
I'm going to cast now hold person on this motherfucker.
Wait a second. Because Liz, what did you cast?
I just realized that I did not cast what I actually wanted to cast because resistance would have helped him, not hurt him. So
Oh yes, it would have helped him definitely. And then you said you were going to try to take the mask, Emrys.
I would like to, yes.
Sleight of hand.
Just because I'm nervous, I'm gonna use that inspiration. I can use the inspiration for advantage, right?
That is correct.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. That is a 21.
With his wisdom. Oh, damn it, you beat him because he has a +2 to wisdom. It's a 21 as well because I rolled a 19 on the die.
Ugh.
You go to snatch the mask and he looks at you as you do so, and the mask falls from his hand, so it's like a fumble. You hit it and he kind of like drops it. So you don't
Okay.
actually get it from him. You don't take it, but it is out of his hand, and he
Hold person.
looks. Is that a wisdom saving throw of DC 15?
Mhm.
Don't fail me. I'm. He is held.
Gej is going to rip off his scarf, and he's going to go down and wrap the mask up in the scarf,
Okay.
and he's going to place it in his bag and back away.
I was about to say, Gej, I can take that. I've handled it before. But...
So he would hand it to you instead.
All
right.
Are you again taking the mask with wrapped in the scarf or no?
I would return the scarf back to Gej and wrap it in something else that I have and put it back in my bag.
Okay.
I've got a spare set of clothes, so.
Okay, so you're wrapping it in a spare set of clothes.
Yeah, just like
All
a shirt,
right.
one of the button-up shirts I've got.
Your sweet cinnamon bun is still held.
Yeah, I'm just going to let that ride because he's probably pissed.
How long does that? A minute, or is that an hour? I think
I
it's
think
a minute.
person's just a minute.
I think it's a minute as well.
Yeah, concentration up to a minute.
Okay. A minute passes. The train passes through a tunnel almost ominously, as though the DM directed it to do so. As you come out the other side, the spell drops, and Colm looks at you, and he's normally this very open-faced, jovial individual, looking like kind of a variant of hold on, kind of a cross between I gotta find the other actor. Hang on a second, because it's gonna drive me crazy.
Short drive. Love you, Cat. Mean it.
Yeah, I love you too. Hang on a second, I gotta remember what this is.
if he still looks angry, Liz is going to try to do her best to talk / persuade him down and be like, Gej would have done it to any one of us, and I probably would have done it and would have been a lot meaner about it. And Muna would have just probably killed you. So
That's a lie.
just a minute. Just let's all breathe.
Your
So,
head
have
would
you-
have hurt a lot more if I stepped in, but you wouldn't be dead.
Thank you.
So, Imagine a cross between Harry Melling, who played, if you know who Harry Melling is, the actor who played Dudley Dursley. He's grown up now. He's slimmed out. Um, he's in the new movie The Devil All the Time. It's a cross between Harry Melling and Taron Egerton. So like if you can find a nice mesh in there, he's got like Harry's mouth and Taron's eyes and like Taron's ears. Anyways, Colm, who normally has this kind of like jovial smile on his face, looks very upset right now.
Hmm.
He looks at Gage. I've allowed the lot of you to have a lot of freedom. And I think that we forget that I am in charge. I'm your boss. Effective immediately when we reach London, you're all going to be placed on downtime. We'll find another group to deal with this.
Colm. You're not yourself.
Agent Haim, if you would. And he turns to leave the car.
We're a team, Colm. We're just looking out for each other.
And he heads toward the direction of the dining car.
Perfect. Since something's affecting Colm a little more than we'd like, and we're going to be put on downtime, I need to go to Paris. We've passed it, but as much as I hate to say it, I might disappear for a little bit. I have the mask. I can take it with me. I'd rather not leave it with Colm, since he's been the one to touch it.
We can help you with whatever you need doing.
Liz would also look over and be like, I hate that place, but I like you. So if you need someone to make sure that you don't die, I'm happy to. But she's then going to follow into the dining car like she's going to eat because she just wants to keep some eyes on Colm to see if there's any other things going on. Just a little bit of perception on him to make sure that he is all right as far as he can be in this.
What's up, Gush?
Did he leave the journal on the table?
Hmm?
Are there... Okay, so I'm assuming that normal Colm has very, very light handwriting. Probably neat, maybe? Or is it
It's
just
my
like...
handwriting.
Oh,
No, it's my
okay.
handwriting. So it's very neat, it's very small, it's very compact, and it's a combination mostly of cursive, but also of like script letters.
So
it's
it
like
doesn't leave a
vomiting
lot of indentation in the paper.
No, he doesn't seem to
He's
press
not
hard.
heavy-handed.
No, he's not heavy-handed.
What about the strange markings that he's got? Are those heavy?
Very different.
Okay, so in the time that Liz is following Colm, Gej, while listening to Emerus, is going to break apart a pencil, get blank paper, and start smudging.
Etching?
Yeah. To get imprints of all of these things, and he's trying to do it very hurriedly, just in case Colm comes back for his notebook.
Sure thing. You have plenty of time as Liz, you follow behind, but follow Colm. He goes into the car and orders for Colm an inordinate amount of food. Like he orders a lot of food as he's sitting there. and he starts to eat, and he seems almost ravenous, like he can't get a fill. But yeah, he's like eating, and Culm is about the decorum. Culm is about things have to kind of appear a certain way. Um, he is that is all gone. He's not holding the fork. He's just shoveling in. There's a mess to be made. He's very much not himself right now.
As long as he doesn't seem like a danger to himself or her companions or anybody else on the train, she's just going to sit and watch, and she's probably going to have a cup of tea and maybe some sort of pastry, eating it very slowly, just so that she doesn't run out of food while he is shoveling whatever is in his mouth. She's going to follow him for the rest of the night, or until he goes to bed, basically.
You watch him eat, and then you watch him do something that you're certain you haven't seen before, and that is he orders alcohol. He orders drinks to be brought over. Brandy is mostly what he's drinking. And
I
he
feel
is
like message is one of these spells that clerics know, so she would probably cast that to Moonin.
well, hold on just a tick. We'll find out if it's something you can cast. Because as we go to the campaign and look, we'll see if you have it.
Message is not a cantrip.
It is
For,
not a cantrip for clerics. But domains, different things. I don't think Grave Domain has that though.
No, I don't think so either.
I think Trickster gets it.
I think maybe so. I think it's one of the ones that the Arcane Domain can get. But Arcane Domain it's something else. Okay. So do you want to get a message back to Moonin? In the interim, what are you guys doing while Colm is in here eating like a pig and drinking alcohol like a pig and a glutton?
etching.
Seeing
You're doing your
Gej
smudging.
and Emrys doing their thing, I would probably start working my way towards the food area.
Okay. Dining car is not hard to find. A few cars back. And you can see he is in there. He's in there chowing down like he is going to town. It's not like he's clearing the plate. He'll eat a lot off of the plate, but leave a good portion there, shove it to the side, and then ask for something else.
Whenever she sees Moonin enter, she'll wave her hand to like call him over, and out of her pocket she will grab like a notebook, and in Norwegian she'll write, he ordered alcohol, question mark. He also didn't, and then she would say this in Norwegian. He also didn't like my tea earlier, and I have fantastic tea.
He does speak Norwegian.
He could have heard her. I mean, she wasn't being super stealthy, but she wasn't talking at more than like room level, and she is
You were
probably,
keeping it table talk.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was keeping it table talk, but I mean, if he is listening, he could clearly like hear her. She's probably 2 tables away, 2 or 3 tables away.
A little offended. I'll have you know, this is the best tea. He doesn't. If he does hear you, he doesn't seem to look up or pay any attention to it. Emrys,
Yes.
Give me an intelligence saving throw, please.
Yeah. All right. Used my inspiration at the wrong time. Intelligence saving throw?
Yes.
I believe in you.
Why am I efficient in that? I'll take it. 18, 22.
22. Okay.
I have a +4.
It starts off as a cacophony of noise. It's trying to screech and claw and break its way into your brain as though it were trying to crack your skull with the sound. You tune it out, and it's like turning the dial perfectly on a radio, on an old-fashioned radio,
Okay.
where you get that channel tuned in perfectly.
All right.
And you hear a voice that just kind of whispers, "You're not him. Where is he? We were doing so well together. Would you like to learn from me now?"
That's gonna be a no.
For me, dog. Oh, but I've got so much to show you. A long life beyond that which you currently have. Doesn't that sound delightful?
You know, it sounds a little too unnatural for me. Believe me. I'm unnatural as it comes. You can go now,
Yes.
though. Don't talk to me anymore.
Oh, that's disappointing. I guess I'll just have to go talk to him. What was his name again? Ah, yes. Calm. Calm. It's such a lovely name. I'll make sure to etch that one in the book. Ah, well. You understand the link has been made. You may trap me here in this wherever I'm at, but I've already established my link. Oh well, I'll leave you be for now. Don't worry, in the end, I come for everyone. And the voice, like shutting off an old-fashioned radio, tunes out.
Amris. Amris,
Gosh, yes. Sorry.
what's your business in Paris if it's not too personal?
Not personal at all. Tracking down somebody who made forgeries for our new vampire friend.
So we can help, right?
Of course. I need to get this mask away from Colin. There's some sort of bond, some sort of link. Colin touching it, I don't know what happened, but there's something that's giving him knowledge. I don't think it's good knowledge for Colin to have.
How do you know that?
It just tried to speak with me.
Alright, if you start doing weird shit, sorry, gonna have to steal it from you too.
Of course. I know it's probably not the safest measure to leave before you all, but I'm thinking of heading to Paris first, on my own, and then if you will all meet up with me.
I don't like that idea, Emrys. But if that's what you feel like you've got to do, then that's what you've got to do. I'm familiar with Paris. Just tell me where you want to meet up.
There's a little strip with a couple cafes that I can meet you at there. I don't want to leave too much information just because I think Colin's going to try and get this mask as it is.
Just don't let it take you to. I've got to talk with a god. And go piss him off some more.
Does this train Cap, sorry, does this train at some point have stops? If any of the crossways that we've made, have we made stops at all?
Considering that your trip is going to take you through all those places,
Yes.
this is all occurring while you're in transit. You
Okay.
haven't made it even to Paris yet. So
Oh.
you can stop in Paris, like, because you won't take, there's no direct train. It's, you're moving from train to train.
Perfect. All right. So I will write up a little note with Gej and leave it with him for where I will meet them all at. I know it's probably like one of the worst things, but you know what I'm gonna try and do? Because it's been a while. I'm going to try and shape change. But
In front of your friend?
Chef, don't judge.
well,
We're going to bond real quick. Hold on. I got to show
we're
you
gonna have a
something.
moment for us because I'm about to do something that, well, it's been a while since I've done it, so it's probably gonna end up horribly. But actually, you know, actually, everyone's about to find out. Everyone's bound to find out at some point, and I'm sure Colm already knows. But I have a few other talents besides picking locks and swinging myself through traps. And actually, I will start. I will start changing like into the other clothes I have, making sure not to touch the mask, making sure it's out of like, because I don't know if it's line of sight, if it's holding it. I have a change of clothes that look a little rattier than the ones that I usually wear. And then I'm going to try and shape change into somebody that I've seen maybe on the train, inconsistent.
It's a new one.
Yep.
This is even further than what you've done so far. The eye changing and things like that. It's
Yep.
easy enough. Once again, you clear your mind and you form the picture of who it is you want to be. You piece together what their nose looks like, what their cheeks look like, their jawline. You move to the ears, the head, the hair. You look at the structure and you start to fill it in. And as you do, you can feel your body adjusting and changing. It's not painful. It's like warming up after being cold or cooling down after being hot. It's just a change in like your own body. Gej, you watch as Emerus's hair changes and the whole facial structure, and you watch as Emerus gets a little taller, fills out a bit in the shoulders, becomes a bit more robust, if you will, around the torso. Not fat, just a little thicker. And then after a few moments, because you did this right in front of Gesh, correct?
Yep.
Okay. A few moments ago, where Emrys stood is a person that is decidedly not Emrys.
That's
Fuck,
useful.
man.
Smack!
Why am I in the middle of a Skyrim customization screen, guys?
Emrys opens his eyes. She goes, "Ah, you're awake." Guys just goes, "Ah, you're awake."
I'm concerned.
You're still you, right?
I am.
Alright. Do me a favor.
Never do that again?
No, that's honestly not the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Not the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. Downright
Werewolves in
unsettling.
Romania.
Downright unsettling, but not the worst thing I've ever seen. And he's actually going to remove his scarf.
Mm-hmm.
Wrap the mask in that. And promise me that you'll be alright.
Of course.
It's just
I promise.
cloth, but it means a lot to me. So that means I'll be coming for it.
I promise I will take good care of it.
And yourself.
Of course. And I will take the time and carefully wrap the mask up. Make sure I get some papers ready for myself as I'm getting for everything. But other than that, Gej, tell Moon and Lysandra as much as you like, but just tell them for now that I'll see you all soon.
What would you want me to tell him? Anything aside from what's written in the note, or no?
No. Lysandra will be happy. We're meeting up at a little pastry cafe, so I'm sure she'll be happy with that.
Yay.
I'll give him the note and say nothing else. I found it somewhere.
If Colm asks, it's not wrong that I don't have family here, but just tell him, since I'm on leave anyway, tell him I left a little early.
And he'd grab the mockingbird and start preparing what I told you. I have to let my dog in real quick.
That's okay, because as you prepare that, and the train pulls into Paris to let somebody off there and change out passengers, the train itself will continue on, but we are going to take a break. Give us about 10 minutes, guys. We'll be back. Go ahead and spread the love if we can get another tweet out there. If you guys would retweet our story for us, share it amongst all the servers, post it on Facebook. The Troubleshooters are live. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. We're going to go stretch legs, let dogs out, things like that. We'll be back 10 minutes. See you all soon. back, everyone. All right. Real quick recap, and before we dive in, because it made me think of it when we were doing this earlier. Voodoo and I were playing around. So this weekend, I said not much went on. I watched the new episode of WandaVision. Fantastic. I love this show. I've loved it since the first episode. But I also watched like one of the trending shows or movies on Netflix called Finding Ohana, where this family who is Hawaiian by nature go back to Hawaii, and but they're from New York. They live in New York. Um, it was very reminiscent of the Goonies, and then it went really weird, supernatural at the very end. Overall, it was an okay movie. I can't pan it as being it was a mess at parts, but overall it was okay. If you want to just watch something that's mindless and kind of fun to watch, and they really did a little bit of a dive on some of the lore of the islands and the peoples there. Um, I would really suggest watching it, and I would really suggest watching it with the subtitles because like they actually subtitle the Hawaiian pidgin, the Hawaiian speak into English so you know what they're saying, because you know of how they talk in their language that's there. It's really neat. But like I said, it was an enjoyable show. Um, wasn't fantastic, won't win any awards. Like I said, the end of it got a little the hell is going on, but otherwise it was pretty good. They had the brown violin spider, and I'm like, you mean a brown recluse? No, 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 it's relative to the brown recluse, but it's called the brown violin spider, and I'm like, so brown recluse.
The brown
Anyways,
violence spider.
the violins spider. All right, so
I know what I said.
the trend.
Thank you, Moonin.
Necrotizing flesh. So you guys pull into the Paris station. People disembark, others embark. One of the ones in the crowd um, is like almost a doppelganger to another passenger. Looking at them, you'd have thought they were twins. As one of them continues forward, this other one peels off to the right. The train has a few hours before it departs, so you guys can do pretty much whatever you want for about an hour or two.
I am communing.
Is Colm
So
still
I-
eating?
Colm is now walking back towards his car or his room. The sleeping car, and you can see he is like unbuttoned his top of his jacket, or he's unbuttoned a few buttons on his shirt. His shirt is untucked. He looks disheveled, and you can see like little beads of sweat on his face.
I'm staying not too far from him to make sure he's not going after our boy. Try not to be slick about it.
Well, if he's
Yeah.
headed to the sleeping cart, I'm just going to sit in the room with him. Just kind of watch and ask what he was drinking with dinner. It looked rather good.
You can see that his face is flush, and he looks at you and he says, "I was drinking brandy."
Really?
Mm.
The Colm I knew didn't know what ale was but a few weeks ago.
Yeah, well,
You sure you're all right?
I'm perfectly fine. Thank you for asking. I would ask you to mind your own business at this point in time. And he kind of kicks his head back, stretches his legs, and crosses his ankles. puts his hands behind his head. Where are the rest of your friends? Are they sort of pissed off at this point in time?
You know, you would call them friends too until this morning.
Until one of them cast a spell on me, and the other ones tried to take things from me that didn't belong to them.
Didn't belong to you either, if I remember properly.
I had just as much right to it as anyone else did.
Hmm.
And he kicks his feet down and leans forward, pointing a finger. You forget your place, Moonin.
My place
Half
is
a
where I
line.
am. If you don't need me here, I have plenty of work elsewhere.
I have
You
half a
brought me
mind
here
to
because I've been straight with you. You're acting real fucking weird.
I have half a mind to sack the lot of you and start over fresh.
If you want, we could fucking leave.
Oh, yes, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Not really. This is a lot more fun than what I was doing beforehand. But you know what? If you, as our boss, can't listen to feedback that you don't like, maybe we need to talk. Because, yeah, we might do stuff you don't like. We may push your buttons, but you need someone to sit down and tell you when you're getting weird yourself. Something's wrong. You're not seeing it. If it's enough for Gej to jump the gun like he did, something had to push him there. You've seen Gej every other day. I don't know magic. They do. You do. But you're being fucking weird. I just watched you eat half of like 15 different plates of food.
Couldn't find one that I enjoyed.
I've yet to see you be picky with food until today. You are not yourself.
No? Well, then who am I?
I'd love to know.
Kind of sits forward. He sits forward and he looks at you and he kind of narrows his eyes for a moment. And he says, it would be a great bit of information to know, wouldn't it? But you realize, because what's your passive perception again?
16.
You realize that he said that, but his mouth didn't move.
Mm-hmm. Colton, did you say something to me just now?
He sits back. He looks at you and says, I'm bored. And you watch as he draws something in the air with his finger. And when he does, he then points out the window. A portal opens beneath you. And you sort of drop through. And you find yourself bouncing up on the train's platform outside the train, a good 100, like 200 feet from where you were a moment ago. You can see in the window, and Colm is looking at you out the window now, and he's just waving his fingers at you. the portal goes and closes.
Look at the flowers, Colm.
Jesus Christ.
Tell me about the bunnies again, Moonin.
Hmm?
And tell me about the bunnies again.
Look at them go over there. I'm going to begrudgingly walk my way back into the train. Try and find the rest of the group.
Okay.
Liz would not have been in the room with them because that's not her sleeping car.
Mhm.
But would she have noticed? She would have been outside the room, sort of like trying to keep an eye on it. Would she have noticed that Moonin was outside of the train?
No. I mean,
I was
I
not
don't.
being quiet with my conversation to Colm, but I don't know about me leaving the train.
So the way Arcane Gate works is it literally creates a portal on the ground and then another one up to 500 feet away, and anything that passes through it is just boop, and you're just through the other side. So you basically, just went boop, out out through the other side.
Fun with portal guns.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, she would just continue to keep an eye on sort of the outside of his sleeping car, but she wouldn't do anything because she doesn't notice anything.
All right. Moon, and you know which car everyone is staying in, so you can easily gather everyone together. As you do so, you walk towards where his car is. The windows are black. Like it's absolute pitch black inside of his car.
Something's legitimately wrong with Colm.
Liz nods. Is Gedge with us now, or is he still praying?
I would have come
Did
and
you
found
guys?
you guys.
Okay,
Where's
has enough time.
Emerus?
Would enough time have passed for the spell to be prepared?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Emrys isn't on the train, and he'd hand the note to Moonin. I found that in our bunk. Props, I love it.
I wish he would have said something before he just vanished. At least we know where he's going.
With everything that's happened, I understand, at least, sort of, I think, why he went off on his own. But we'll meet him there whenever we're on leaves. It'll be alright.
Liz goes, I don't feel comfortable with that. I think the train leaves soon, so she looks over at Gej and she goes, I'm pretty sure you went off to pray, so are we good, or do we need to go to the next stop and then come back to Paris?
This conversation right outside a sleeping car that in broad daylight is all blacked out.
Oh no, we're somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We're in like our sleeping cart.
You're over there. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll let you know in the next 20 minutes.
But Colm just shot me out of the train, like way other side of the station, because he didn't want me pointing out that he's acting weird.
This would visibly ruffle Liz's feathers and just be like, this motherfucker did what?
Oh no,
That's-
he did.
It's not Colm. I don't know what it is, but it's not Colm.
And whatever it is has telepathy.
Give me 20 minutes. Cap disappeared.
It's my invisibility cloak.
Shit. Oh, it works so well.
It's just a big green square for a second.
With our hands
Uh-huh.
creeping over here. Just give me 20 minutes.
List nods and goes, you have 20 minutes. I am going to take a rest and also go to pray in case you are not. So come find me in 4 hours if your 20 minutes is not enough.
4
Maybe
hours,
not.
the train will be gone. Do we wanna
We'll
do we
leave
wanna
the next
stay?
stop. No, I will. We'll go to the next stop. At the very least.
And
feel
what if
like-
Colm shoots one of us out of the train as we're moving?
Then I guess we'll go to Paris.
Then I guess we're
The
going
hard
to
way.
need to tuck and roll.
Fucking the hard way. Where are you going? I guess I'll go to Paris.
Here's what for this time of year.
First a dentist and a doctor.
That order.
Just stands up, head spinning. Medic! Just falls down.
Wait, I am medic. Shit.
Shit. Medic!
Oh.
Oh, wait, it's me. Okay.
Me.
Me!
Do better! Sorry.
Okay, so now that I've distracted myself completely, Liz is going to go pray.
Correct. Just in case whatever Gej is, she's pretty sure she knows what Gej is doing, but just in case his god does not like him today, she's going to go pray as well.
All right. Then what are you two doing, Moonin and Gej?
I don't know what the plan is from here. I tried talking to Colm and it got real weird, and then I was on the other side of the station.
I'm gonna go politely knock on Officer Haim's door.
Agent.
Sorry, agent. My bad.
Heading to his car, again, looking inside of it, it is daylight outside.
That would be a party boon with the title Save the Boy.
Save the boy.
We trying.
I have to come up with an interesting boon that would benefit everybody. I'll allow you each a version of divine intervention. Which
Somewhere on the platform, Emerus just feels really great for some reason.
I don't think I'm looking for a spell. Hang on. Oh, hang on a second here. It's not divine intervention. Divine favor. That's what I was looking for. Nope, not divine favor because that's 1d4 radiant damage. Come on. One moment. Save our boy from the mask. This wasn't imbued by Loki at all. This is some bullshit.
This one's a dick.
I still just have the mask playing in my head.
But more lawful evil than chaotic neutral.
Mm-hmm. Chick chicka boom, chick chicka boom.
Chick,
Oh,
chicka, boom, chick,
oh,
chicka. This one? Ah, that's it. Divination. Sorry. The spell divination, which is a clerical spell. Your magic and an offering put you in contact with a god or a god servant. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The DM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase or cryptic rhyme or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells, the loss or gain of a companion. If you cast a spell 2 or more times before finishing your next long rest, there is a cumulative 25% chance, but you're not gonna worry about that. You basically Hey Nightblade, it's good to see you, man. So basically you get divination. You can ask the DM a question, he will answer you truthfully of things that will occur within 7 days. So that means it could be today, it could be the end of the week, whatever. But that's how it's going to work. So that is your party boon, and that is for all of you. Hashtag save the boy. Save the cheerleader. Save the world. As you get to Colm's sleeping car, now it is daylight outside. However, the car on the inside looks pitch black, as though it were doused in absolute darkness. But it doesn't extend from beyond the confines of the car itself or the room itself.
Just gonna pretend that didn't happen. And on the door.
There is no response, and you knock, and you're used to hearing the echo of sound. You hear it as a very like there's no echo within the room. You hear your hand, but there's no reverberation.
He's gonna look down the hallway back to where his companions are. Back at this door. I have a rendezvous with death. Reputed barricade. He's just gonna open the door if he can.
The door does open. The air that hits you is cold, menacing. There seems to be something moving in the dark. You can barely make out shapes moving, as though you're looking in the forest at night, and you can see things moving in shapes and shadows.
Agent Colm. Or Agent Haim.
There is no response.
Gonna step into that dark room.
Ooh. As you step into it, you feel swirling masses all around you within this area. I need you to give me a strength saving throw, please.
Oh boy, howdy. Oh, well, it might not have fucked me over. 14.
14. You're going to take 4 points of necrotic damage as tendrils of dark energy slam into your body. The swirling mass around you kind of peels back, and in this darkness, you can see Colm standing there, where his eyes are instead of the blue that you're used to seeing are these black pits. Black seems to erupt and run like liquid around his eyes up over them. His mouth hangs open, but it's just an open thing that's just black maw. It seems to be extended even more so. Yes.
We just received a party bane. Oh, apparently, chat says that was supposed to be a boon.
Well, I saw that Raymond says it was the beard demands a boon. I will say that it was meant to be a boon. It will be a boon. I'm not gonna do that to
Thanks,
you.
Raymond.
I thought
Thank
you
you,
were
Raymond.
pulling a quick one on me there. Here's a boon, guys.
Psych, it's a bane. Thought
Here's
you
a
had a
boon.
friend.
Haha, kidding.
Oh,
Thought
just
you
as
had a
Gensh
friend.
walks into a vortex of awful things, have a bane.
Are you guys still mad at me for making fun of that thing?
Is it is it just a bane for Gej?
Oh,
I'm trying.
okay. So we'll
Is it-
accept that as a boon then.
Okay, it is a boon. So
It's
we're
a
all
party
good.
boon. Yep.
Party boon. You all have resistance until I decide you don't have it anymore. So that's plus a D4 to your saving throws, which is about to come in handy.
Oh.
His mouth hangs open, and you hear in your mind, there's no words coming from there, but it's clear through this kind of whispering, maddening sound that seems to encircle you right now. He wandered too close. He drew too much. He was so willing to learn everything he could. He was, oh, so susceptible to the call of death. Should I release him to you? Is that what you want?
What are you?
I have many of them. Which one would you like?
Your most common.
I, according to some books, ride a pale horse. To others, I am the last image you see as the light fades. I am the inevitable. I am the one thing that Pauper and King are made equal. Do you know my name?
Death.
I would. Doesn't it sound? Doesn't it sound so sweet? Death. I am the undying. I am the thing that controls, that death has no control over. I am wonderful. I am the undying. Pleased to meet you.
Cajolder. He's gonna reach out his hands.
Colm doesn't seem to move, but an emaciated hand seems to stretch out and wrap around yours, and it is cold and papery and thin and bony and just like as soon as you let go, you're just like
Is he now close enough to where he could reach out and grab Colm?
yeah, you could reach out and touch Colm.
Okay, so while I am shaking hands with this thing, I'm just gonna like slap Colm's bare arm and be like, "Remove curse." Fuck that guy.
Okay. You cast remove curse.
No save.
No save, but I need you to give me a percentage roll, please.
Oh god.
Oh Jesus!
Damn it, Randy.
There was a UA that came out, an Unearthed Arcana that came out because Nightblade reminded me of it. There was an Unearthed Arcana that came out a few years ago that dealt with D&D in future settings, and I think one of the warlocks or one of the wizards had basically like the internet as their patron, or they were like a technomancer. And I just thought about that. I was like, what kind of chaotic fucking energy would that be if the internet was your patron?
Hold on. I actually have a photo for this.
Isn't that amazing? I need to go back and see if that's it, because I might work on that and create a patron that is called the Aether or the Internet or whatever, and just do a future one. Patron of memes. It's Vicious Mockery. Like Vicious Mockery is one of the free ones that they get. It's like a cantrip that's always with them. It's horny and sad at the same time.
I'm just gonna put this in here for you, Cap. There you go.
Okay, I gotta see this.
Oh god. That roll was 90, by the way. It was 90 and then a 0. So
Okay, 90. As you finish casting remove curse, there is a moment where things seem to coalesce and be okay, and then you hear your hand is gripped tighter. Colm's face turns to look at you, but it's like rotoscoping, so it's like a face over a face, and you can see this bony, emaciated face that's plastered over Colm, so it looks like this weird overlaying thing. And you hear it go, "Did you really think that would work? How quaint." What is your armor class?
18.
Neat.
I can lock and load that shit once more.
Lock and load
Yeah,
it.
45 will probably hit.
I haven't rolled a 45. There's not that big of a plus to it. It's only a +7. But you are at close range, so that does change that. 17 is the first attack. And the second one is a miss. And the third... Wait, let me see something real quick. I need to make sure I'm telling you the right ones. Okay, 3. The second one is going to be an 18 because it was an 11 plus 7. An 18!
18 will hit.
You're going to take... You're going to take 7 points of force damage, and you are rocketed out of the room into the hallway and against the wall as the Eldritch Blast, the first two miss you, but the third one strikes you and sends you flying out of the room.
I'll take it. That is our cue.
That is your cue! Roll for initiative.
Bang!
Yeah.
I assume at this point, Liz
Boom.
would probably also come out from her praying and be like, "The fuck."
Shit's going sideways.
After being thrown into the hall, you know, Neck pop. Shield of faith. Fuck this guy.
Stands up and goes, I can do this all day.
Incorrect.
Vixen
this
has a
few more times.
14.
Okay.
I have a 22.
7.
You said what? 7? Okay.
I guess I was just ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly feel like Voodoo would have been like, "Oh no, I'm knocked on the ground, and Liz still has to come out of the room." So Giz is like, or Moonin is like, "Oh yeah, shoot, shoot," and we're both like, "The fuck is going on?"
Oh yeah, pew pew.
Anyway, I started blasting.
So
You
there-
right.
I started blasting.
The
What's
people
really
on this
funny
train are gonna have to get used to a whole lot of things real quick.
is you guys are gonna have to get comfortable with a whole lot of stuff real quick. By the way, Moonin, I rolled the same thing.
Yay!
But the way I do it is player goes first. With that being said, you're up first.
How far am I? How far were we from the
I don't
door?
think you were that far from the door. I mean,
Because
I know
Gez
you
said
were.
he looked down the hallway at us before he
So
went
maybe
in.
15 feet. Because
Okay.
I don't. The cars aren't that incredibly long, anyways.
Sure. Let me just check something really quick.
What are you doing, crackhead?
JT, I have actually done that where I've had a paladin rogue who was an assassin and Oath of Vengeance and critted because he got to go first and it was from a sneak attack, and that's a lot of fucking dice. It's a lot of fucking dice. You can't get that grin I saw before out of my head. Did you just give them a bane?
I don't see any veins.
Oh,
There it is.
okay.
That is a party bane. Wait, wait, no. If you keep sending banes and telling us they're wrong, we're just gonna start taking them as banes.
See, I can see him sending you a bane.
Which one is it? Just enough wrong.
Is it wrong?
Before I accept it. No, that was a no. Okay, so it was supposed to be a bane. Is that correct?
Oh, it is supposed to be a bane.
Okay, well, here we are, folks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Makes it interesting.
With that in mind, oh yeah, it's about to get interesting real quick.
It's okay, JT. We all are.
So basically, Just Enough Wrong was answering me sarcastically whenever I asked if it was a bane, and he was like, "No," but it was a bane. All right, your bane shall be of your existence. I'm going to add a D4 to my damage.
Okay, sure.
There you go. I'm going to add a D4 to my damage.
I have an honest question for everyone else on the party, though.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody ever been hit other than, I guess, you in that one fight that I wasn't there in combat?
I've
Has
been hit a
every-
couple times in the past.
Okay, just
But
making
I'm
sure.
not there.
Liz has been hit, but it's very rare that she's been hit, and most of the damage she's done to herself, honestly.
I mean, I got hurt in that one combat because I was getting shot at a lot, and then Emerus almost killed me, but that's really about it.
How could you, Emerus?
Well, you see, vampires are my type. So
in every game.
In every game. Cap catches
In
me in
every
every
game you-
game.
Is it the teeth that do it for you? Because I mean,
Gedge is like,
I'm not saying a single word. You see, I'm not here right now. Y'all have
Gedge
fun.
slowly pulls them out and turns them over. Oh, yeah. Look at like Count Chocula with your broke ass teeth. I want to awkwardly bite on your neck, man.
Dracula don't bite. Dracula scrape and lick. Scrape and lick.
I want to make you feel really uncomfortable as I kind of gnaw on you a bit.
I was about to say, would fucking orc tusks even pierce at that point? You'd have to bite pretty damn fucking hard. Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh. You can try
What
that for you.
I just want to make this awkward as fuck.
It tastes so good.
I'm gonna gum the shit out of you.
if I move in front of the door, can I see said figure?
No, because it's dark in there. It's magical darkness within that space. Vampiric nibble. Vampiric weird hand.
Well, seeing as I can't see in the dark,
I'm sorry. This
Yeah,
is supposed to be a
just
serious
losing
moment. You're
Real
not a.
hands?
Don't you dare apologize. It's fucking hilarious. And I've got a
Oh,
half-orc
no.
vampire who has can't close his mouth fully.
Guys, just take your
It
off.
sucks. Look, I hate this curse. Look, it's
Okay,
stinky
guys,
already.
we've unlocked the big bad for season 2 of the Troubleshooters.
Is a half-orc vampire. He can't close his fucking mouth. So he just walk around like Predator. Oh, God. We're professionals.
He carries like a straw with a sharpened end on it, so he can like.
like a Capri Sun. I'm gonna hit you like a fucking blood bag, bud. It's fucking killer clowns from outer space with the goddamn straw.
Ugh.
Oh my god. Okay, there's literally fucking tears in my eyes right now. Some bitch walking around, but he can't close his mouth all the way, so it's just like a fucking mess.
Oh, God. So much face shaking and you're like, I really
It's like when
need
you
to
go to the
get
dentist and they put that thing in your mouth to keep it open. Just
Exactly
all
what
the
I was thinking
time.
about.
I need a good dentist, but they have to work at night.
What is that dude like? And I can't get any fucking hang on you. My throat hurts.
It'd make it worse if they had braces. So it's
Oh,
just
so much
drooling
drool
involuntarily
everywhere.
everywhere.
I'm sorry. Let me go ahead.
Me too. Me too.
Fucking head hurts now. Okay, I'm sorry, Moonin. What are you doing? No, you can't see him because it's magical darkness in there.
Great. I'm just. I don't know. There's not a whole lot I could do here, guys. If I enter and try and Colm, are you there?
No, Combs not here.
Wherever that voice is, I shoot 2 rounds.
All right, disadvantage, but you can shoot. Calm. Ah, fuck. I had to answer.
Are you there? Bang!
No, I'm here. Oh, son of a bitch!
This is going to be
It grazed my nipple. Goddamn.
this is going to be a dazing shot.
Okay.
Ooh, at disadvantage, that's still lovely. That's a dirty 20.
Damn, with disadvantage?
A 10 and a 14.
That's awesome. That hits.
I need a con save to beat a 16.
Okay. No. That was a 4.
He has disadvantage on all of his attacks until the end of their next turn.
And does that do damage as well?
That does damage as well. I'm rolling that.
Okay.
But more, I don't want him to hit me, so just stop. Stop it.
I don't think I did it right. But, oh, good. I did do it right.
You
Okay.
did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gej gets a boon.
Yay!
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Gej, you have resistance until the end of this conflict.
Means half damage, right?
That is correct.
Cool, maybe I won't.
Oh, wait. Did we lose resistance at some point? We all had it.
No. You had the resistance spell. He gains physical resistance to all damage types, so he basically
okay.
halves all damage
Good.
coming in.
Mars just
So-
reached out.
Still have the
Touched
saving
my
throw
head.
thing.
He
So
cut my head.
first attack would do
Jesus, he touched me.
5, 13.
13? Okay.
Yep.
Math is
Yeah.
hard. Okay, there we go.
My
Okay.
mic is in a new spot, and it's like visibly between me and my dice tray, so I have to like look around
You
it.
just gotta look around it. That's why I've got mine mounted up here.
I would have mine up there, but it was really far away because of where my monitors now are. Okay, so he has disadvantage. Good.
Disadvantage until the end of your next turn or my next turn.
Until the end of their next turn.
Okay, so his next turn. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Is
then I'm
that
going to
the
do it
end of
again.
your turn? Bang bang.
Bang bang. I'm sorry, friend. We'll sharpshooter it for giggles.
Okay.
We're not going to use any more grit, just in case. With disadvantage, that's a 12 and a 10. So another dirty 20 minus 5, so that'd be 15.
15 hits.
15 hits?
15 hits.
I'm sorry, little friend.
Gonna kill Colm. I hope you're happy.
Well, we'll revive him. It's fine. Fine. Everything's fine.
I
Give us a
believe
five.
we went over this earlier. I end them so that they can bring them back.
Right. Not all necromancy is bad. It's just
Sure.
late healing.
Sharpshooter it just for giggles sounds way scarier than it should have. Yes.
You're not wrong, JT, because that's some good damage.
It sounds lovely.
That's 10, 20, 24.
24 points of damage.
24 points of damage.
You fucking monster. All right.
That's okay. I have 2 more.
Are you still have 2 more attacks?
I'm a fighter.
Oh god, that's right.
Go Moon in.
Action surge.
There it is.
Don't fail me now, sharpshooter. 2 more. With disadvantage, that's a lot. That's way more. That one is a 22. That was a 12. Not as good. That's 21 damage. And then one more. That's a 17. Ooh,
21 damage.
21. And then that one will be a miss. Because I highly doubt a 10 will hit.
Yeah, a 10 does not hit. You are correct.
Cool. And
All right. Finally, okay, now it's his turn.
Leave my friend alone or die.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he has disadvantage on all attacks.
I need a wisdom saving throw from Moonin.
Yeah.
You got this, buddy.
Don't forget your 1d4.
Add 1d4 or minus 1d4.
You had to add 1d4.
Okay. There's a bunch of boons and banes going on. Just double checking. Wisdom. That's a 13, 14, 17 total.
Okay. You are not
Disintegrated.
skedaddling. You are not skedaddling.
Okay.
However, you're still going to take damage.
Sure.
Let's see. It's 3d6 for that spell at first. An additional 1d6 for each one above that, making that total 4, 5, 66. So that's 15. 24 halved to wait, I forgot.
2d4.
Yep. It's 26 halved to 13.
Sure.
You are not compelled to run away as whispers fill your mind as he casts dissonant whispers.
It's only fair that I took some damage after smacking the shit out of him.
Also, he moves forward to be like he like exits right, he's right in your face now.
Lovely. I
And
don't
the
have to
room,
guess.
all of the black in the room just disappears. It like and it seems to curl up into him, but it goes and disappears.
Oh, we-
I don't have to guess
Into
anymore.
Colm or into the person?
Into, well, I mean, that person is Colm, but it's not home, so to speak. It's
The cinnamon bun, once known as Colm.
yes, and it just sort
Gotcha. Just making sure.
of like goes up inside of him. Whoop. Anyways, phrasing. I need one more wisdom saving throw from you, please.
Ooh. That one. That's not as good with the D4. That's good. That's another 17. Thank goodness for that D4. That was an extra 4.
Thank goodness for that D4. That sucked. That is halved to 8. You take 8 more points of psychic damage.
Okay.
8 more points of psychic damage, and that is his turn. That brings us to Vixen. Sorry, Liz. You're the only one that I wrote your name, not your character name.
I think I'm probably going to try to do Ray of Enfeeblement, which is a 2nd level spell.
Okay.
And I need. Oh, it's a ranged spell attack against the target.
Mhm.
Oh,
It is.
okay. Hold on a second. Does a 22 hit?
A 22 does hit him.
Okay. So he cannot do any damage with weapons, or it's half damage, right?
Correct. It's half damage with using a weapon.
She knows that he probably isn't going to use any weapons, but just in case. Ray of Enfeeblement.
I still appreciate it.
Okay. Take your turn.
Yes, I think that's all I can do.
All right, Gedgematic.
Where in relation to me are Moonin and Death?
Moonin is right in front of you, and the Undying Warlock is in front of Moonin. So, like 10 feet, so to speak.
I'm gonna step to the side where I have a very plain line of sight on the Undying Warlock. And I promise you I had my turn planned. I promise you I did.
One of the Banes someday is just going to have like all of you speak with a pirate. That's the Bane the entire time.
You
And
act
then
like
if you-
that would be a problem.
And of course, if you drop your accent, bad things will happen to you.
I like bad things.
You make it sound like my language would change very much.
I'm gonna use Guiding Bolt as a 2nd level spell. That is those 5d6s because I am saving my last level 3 for one
Okay.
of 2 options. Probably.
Remember that you are within melee range.
Attack
Disadvantage on your
opportunity.
attack. No, just
Oh.
disadvantage.
Okay.
As he has a chance to dodge out of the way.
So instead of being right up in his face, I'm gonna step back, get a clear line of sight.
So you're going to step down that way so that you can still see him. Okay.
Yes.
I see what you're saying. Down the hallway. Okay. Go ahead and try it then.
So 8, 9, 19.
19 will hit even with the partial coverage. So yes, that is a success.
Alright, come on, D6, stop being. Ten.
All right. And he is limbed in light. The next attack on him has advantage. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I believe that is all I can do.
Okay, Moonin.
Colm, just know we do care greatly about you. And I'm just gonna hold the pistol to his chest and click. With advantage. That's a 20.
A total of a 20.
That is a natural 20.
Oh, a natural 20. Oh, okay.
I didn't say sharpshooter, but that's okay. Thank you, Gage, for this bounty which we shall now receive.
Thank you, Gage.
That's 5, 11, 16 for the first one.
Woof.
That's without doing the extra dice. 21.
21 total?
21 for the first one, yeah.
Okay. The shot, as you plunge it into his chest and fire, there's a muffled explosion. The comb lock stumbles back.
I'm sorry. I looked at chat and
God did too. I was like, God damn it.
oh,
We
JT,
love you.
you monster. Oh, okay. Sorry. There's a
You
muffled shot.
you shove the pistol into his chest and pull the trigger. There's a muffled flash and sound of the gun, a retort. The thing stumbles back, clutching its chest. You would expect to see blood dripping, but instead you're watching as a black vapor. It's hard to explain, but it's like looking at a black solid smoke or something that is not drifting out like smoke, but seems to be dripping upwards and seems to dissipate kind of in the air for a second. Colm sits down and draws his feet into his chest. You watch as the black around his eyes recedes and the mouth closes, the black receding in, and you watch as it sort of puddles off of his hands and drops and then sort of floats up like watching smoke trapped in a bubble. And you see it kind of move. He sits there clutching his chest and he looks at you. And he says in perfectly calm fashion, "You've gone and shot me." And then he just falls over to the side.
You threw me out of the train.
His
Gage
eyes his eyes are open and staring.
Gage? Liz?
yeah,
As her like bonus action, she would have cast the one that she's allowed to cast, where she's like, "You're not dead yet. You're going to be stable."
Spare
the
the
But she's then going to say to Gej, "Make sure, I'm pretty sure the curse is gone, but cast it again just so that we don't have to deal with it if it's not."
what?
What?
Well, I'm pretty sure whatever curse was on him is gone, but just in case, I don't really want to have to kill him twice. Like that seems really mean. So I'll bring him back, but you just I don't have moving curse right now.
Go to curse.
I'm just holding the pistol pointed at Colm in case it comes back.
Gej is gonna step over there, visibly shaken, and place his hands on him and pray to fucking Mars that he does not fuck this up.
Nothing seems to happen. You don't feel good or bad in it. The spell is cast,
And then he's also immediately going to start trying to heal.
Liz is gonna just be like, "No, I got this," and she because of grave domain, she is going to cast what is she going to cast? She's going to cast Cure Wounds as a 3rd level spell, and then because of grave domain, he gets all of the points back.
Do you happen to have Revivify?
I do. I have that too. Is that
You
better?
Probably want to use that.
He may
So,
be
yeah.
dead.
Then I do that.
He is not alive.
I'm
If
pretty
that-
I do
sure I
that
hit
thing.
him a lot.
Cure wounds? Cure wounds? Why isn't this working?
That's
Then
what
yes,
Gej is actually doing.
Revivify is what she would cast. She's all like, "All right, I got this. Hold on a second." Cracks with knuckles. Clear.
You pull a gem from your pocket and you push it against the wound, and as you do, you cast the spell. The gem seems to break into small pieces of powder and seems to fill it. And like Kitsenaguri, I believe is what it's called, where you see mending cracks with gold, you watch as this gem sort of fills the hole and eventually it solidifies and then seems to lighten and lessen and become flesh, there is a moment where his eyes are still just kind of staring, and all of a sudden he goes and sits up and then looks around the room and he goes, "Where's the mask?"
I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Why
And-
did you do that?
And Gage is up
Dead.
against a wall.
Just dead again.
Lish is because Revivify only brings them back to life. She's then going to cast probably Healing Word or whatever, or Cure Wounds at 3rd level to give him back health and be just like, God damn it, Gage, I know we all wanted to hit him, but I'm working on this.
Why does my chest hurt? What's this taste in my mouth?
I'm still on the
Lish-
other side of the room pointing a gun at him.
Liz is just gonna have a shit-eating grin and be like, remember that necromancy that you're talking shit about? That's what brought you back. You aren't dead yet, motherfucker.
I'm sorry, was I dead?
Yeah, you are.
What killed
Momentarily.
What was
I
it that killed
wave.
me?
Wait,
Wait, there's a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah, there is.
And all of a sudden he shakes his head and looks up. He goes, "Where's the mask?"
Don't fucking talk about masks.
No, it's
this time Liz would just like push a finger into one of his wounds and just be like, motherfucker.
no, it's evil. Good lord, stop that.
It's evil, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fucking evil.
We have a lot of talking to do, and I fear that I might be the cause for your mistrust. But I promise you, it wasn't me.
Well, no shit. You didn't like my tea.
I love your tea. I would never say such a thing.
You knew what
I
brandy
know.
was.
No. I don't know any brandy.
Exactly my point.
As there is a conversation amongst the four of you, explaining what he learned in the earlier times before he lost his grip. We cut to a street in Paris. A man moves through the crowd as though he belongs there, but at the same time, looking like a tourist making his way through. Emrys, you find familiar streets. You find the rue that you're looking for. Where in particular is Emrys heading to?
All right. First, I would like to do a little bit of research or maybe find someone that would know a little bit more about sealing this bad boy, at least for a short amount of time.
You're gonna want to go to. Hold on, just 1 second here. Give me 1 second here.
If it helps, and I don't know if it will, I do have the criminal/spy background, so I do have criminal contacts. If that's going to help me push my information farther and faster.
There is kind of a place that you know, hitting some of the street contacts. There is a particular rue, Rue Esoterique,
Okay.
that you know will be one of the places you want to go to. While it is watched over by the directorate, there are shops and places here that are all about the arcane. You know that if you're going to find anybody that's going to be able to help you seal this once and for all, it's going to be there. And as you make your way to the Rue, you can see the shops sort of lean out over this nearly lost street to time, whereas most of the streets in the area have asphalt or blacktop. This one seems to still be old cobblestones, large paving stones. There isn't wide enough room for any sort of vehicle to pass through here. And while while there are parts of Paris that, have seen battle, the Rue Esoterique seems to be completely devoid of any ravages of war or combat. The street itself, as though it protected itself, but it seems to be old. It seems to smell of old, like, you know it stopped growing after a certain period of time. um Barkers and salesmen stand in shadowed alcoves, stepping forward as you start to make your way, peddling wares, crying out, "Authentic monkey paws! 50 sous for a wish or two, is all you need. Come, see what we have for you." And there are all sorts of manner of things that they're trying to sell. Uh, is a magic cricket. Buy it, you will have all the best of luck. What do you say? Only 3 sous, and it's right for you, yeah? As you make your way into the rue a little bit deeper and darker, you see one of the places that seems to stand out. There's no barker, there's no salesman trying to sell you some magical cure-all. The shop window is just a hodgepodge of different things, and it seems to be items of all sorts and manners. There's no name on the shop. There is merely an arcane sigil, and it's not even one that you know or recognize.
Yeah.
As you look in the window, the door opens, and you can see a short, rotund lady wearing earthen tones. Her hair kind of sticks out all over her head. It's long and it starts white and fades to a brown color. She looks at you and starts to like, you reek of unearthliness. What is it you're looking for?
Well, I'm looking for a box. Something that can.
Have you tried the postal service?
No, apologies. I'm not
Yeah.
looking.
Plenty of boxes there for you. You're
Of
looking for a
course.
box.
But I need to seal something.
You are looking for magic, a particular type to keep something
Yes.
contained. Well, come inside. Come inside. She leads you into the shop, which is jam-packed with all sorts of things. It looks like a hoarder's nightmare. She makes her way through a path that you can see has clearly been moved out, but is nearly taken over by all of the stuff. She says, "What is the item that you wish to show, that you wish to seal away? May I see it?"
I can show you it, but I'd prefer if you don't touch it.
Ugh, truly potent magic if it is something that may not be touched. I will keep my hands to myself.
Perfect. I will take it out, and I won't show the full mask, but I will show at least half of it.
Do you show her both sides of it, like the front and the back?
Yes.
She looks at the front of it and it doesn't see anything. As you turn it to where you can see the inside of the back of it, she puts her fingers up and spits through them at the mask. She backs away and she says, "Get that foul thing from my shop. Take it out of here."
You know what this is?
You do not?
We're learning of it. Believe it took control of a friend, but
Then he is gone to you, yes? He is dead. Best to find a new friend.
don't make a lot of friends in my line.
For those who wish to cast magic but have no natural ability, cannot study, they take shortcuts. They tap into things they do not know. Until now, I have only heard of this in all of the time I've practiced magic. They sold a bit of themselves to this patron. This is not magic, this is witchcraft, wizardry. That is not right. This is the magic of those who wish to sell pieces of themselves for magic. This is an unnatural thing. Seal it away, destroy it, get rid of it.
What I wish to
Aye.
do.
Then I will help you with this, yes.
And your cost.
Let us deal with this first. There is no cost too high to pay to rid the world of this unholy thing. No?
Not at all.
And as she puts out to taking care of a ritual, pulling out things that she needs, that is where we are going to draw this episode of yes.
I just have a quick question. Did the train leave?
Not we'll deal with that on the next go round.
Okay, I'm just
Did
curious
we
if
destroy the train?
there was a lot of gunshots and the train stopped, or like it started moving and then stopped. But I just figured I'd ask.
Yeah, no problem. But next week, so we have 2 episodes left because this was episode 10. That means we have 11 and 12. Next week, however, there will be no episode of the Troubleshooters. I have an engagement that I have to be at, and unfortunately, it falls on that Monday, so there won't be Troubleshooters next week. But we will be back 2 weeks, and we will have 2 shows that week, and then the next, and then we will be done with this season. Ooh, a new type of magic that isn't arcane nor divine. Something else altogether.
Nor druidic.
Nor druidic or shamanistic in that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is this new magic that is there? And where does it come from? What is its source?
Where did you
We
come
All
call
those
it
things.
the Schwartz.
Cotton Eye Joe.
What's that? I heard the Schwartz and what else?
Cotton Eye Joe. Where did you come from? Where did you go?
God, no, Joe. A huge thanks to all of my players, who we had full force, even though we didn't have full cameras tonight. So huge thanks to Otter, to Vixen, to Q, that is Moonin, Liss, and Emrys. And Emrys, I'm so sorry. You had to sit out through a large portion of that. I feel bad.
No, it's my own fault at that point. Let's
and
be
also, and also a huge shout out once more to Voodoo, who is playing as Gedge. Happy birthday once again. For those of you who missed it earlier, our own Voodoo turns what, 19 now?
Sure.
Plus 6. Plus 6.
What's funnier than 24, guys? You should know.
25. Thank you to everybody who stopped by and watched tonight. Raymond, thank you very much for the gifted sub, which that went to Otter. Thank you so much. And thanks to everybody. Nightblade, it was good to see you, JT. Congratulations again on getting the apartment. Again, no show next week, but then we will have 2 shows the following week. Not at the same time, but I'm saying week and week. And then we will wrap, and that will be it. Don't forget, we do have shows tomorrow night, and Wednesday night, and Thursday night, and on Saturday night. All of them from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time. Tune in. Check those out. We have Monster of the Week. We have Scion. We have Descent into Avernus and Stolen Cities. Love you guys. Thank you all so much. And until next time, take care of yourselves and don't forget to roar for initiative. Good night, everyone.
Bye.